If you enjoy the content on this channel, please like and subscribe. Deadpool and Wolverine is a 2024 American superhero film based on the Marvel Comics featuring the characters Deadpool and Wolverine. Produced by Marvel Studios, Maximum Effort, and 21 Labs Entertainment, and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures, it is the 34th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the sequel to Deadpool released in 2016 and Deadpool 2 released in 2018. The film was directed by Shawn Levy from a screenplay he wrote with Ryan Reynolds, Rhett Reese, Wernick, and Zeb Wells. Reynolds and Hugh Jackman respectively stars Wade Wilson, Deadpool, and Logan Wolverine, alongside Emma Corrin, Morena Baccarin, Rob Delaney, Leslie Uggams, Stanford, and Matthew Macfadyen. In the film, Deadpool learns that the Time Variance Authority is set to destroy his universe, and then begins to work with reluctant Wolverine from another universe to stop them. Development on the third Deadpool film began at 20th Century Fox by November 2016, but was placed on hold after the studio was acquired by Disney in March of 2019. Control of the character of Fox's X-Men film series was transferred to Marvel Studios, which began developing a new film with Reynolds. It integrates Deadpool with the MCU and retains the R rating of the previous Deadpool films, which is a first for the MCU. Wendy Molyneux and Lizzie Molyneux-Longelin joined in November 2020 as writers. Reese and Wernick returned from the previous films for rewrites by March 2022, when Levy was hired as director. They, along with Reynolds and Wells, had difficulty figuring out the film's story until Jackman decided to reprise his role as Wolverine from the X-Men films in August of 2022. Several other actors from the X-Men films and other Marvel productions also returned as part of the film's multiverse story, which serves as a farewell to Fox's Marvel films. Filming began in May 2023 at Pinewood Studios in England, with additional filming in Norfolk, Los Angeles, and Bovington Film Studios. Production was suspended in July due to the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, but resumed in November and wrapped in January of 2024. The title was revealed a month later. Deadpool and Wolverine premiered on July 22, 2024, at the David H. Koch Theatre in New York City and was released in the United States on July 26 as part of Phase 5 of the MCU. It has so far grossed over $1 billion worldwide, becoming the second R-rated film to pass the $1 billion mark after Joker in 2019. Some interesting trivia notes. Reynolds said that he and the makers purposely asked for a lower budget than Disney was prepared to offer them, remembering that the first Deadpool was such a success because they had a constant time and budget limitations, which fostered an atmosphere for great creativity. An ad on the bus reads, "Your friendly neighborhood cleaners, Stanley Steamer." This is a nod to Stan Lee and comes with a picture of him. Peggy the dog, voted the ugliest dog in the world in 2023, makes her Hollywood debut here as Dogpool. Hugh Jackman had to bulk back up into Wolverine shape. Although he maintained a fitness regime for health reasons, he slimmed down due to singing and dancing for 8 shows a week in the revival of The Music Man, and needed to gain a large amount of muscle mass in a short gap between the end of the musical run and the start of principal photography. Deadpool carries a coffee mug that reads, "I like me." This is a nod to John Candy's "I like me" speech in Planes, Trains and Automobiles, which Ryan Reynolds claims is a big inspiration for this film. Vinnie Jones was approached to reprise his role as Juggernaut from the X-Men Last Stand, but he turned it down because it's such a drama putting on that suit, he would say. When Deadpool and Wolverine are fighting in the van, Wolverine hits the radio a few times. After one of those times, a few seconds of the song from the film The Greatest Showman plays, which of course starred Hugh Jackman. At the very end, credits for Henry Delaney can be seen. This is a touching tribute to Rob Delaney's 2-year-old son Henry, who tragically died in 2018 from a brain tumor. A shop sign reads, "Liefield's Just Feet." This is a nod to Deadpool creator Rob Liefeld, who is infamous for his artwork having abnormally bodied physiques, notably the feet. Leslie Uggams, who plays Blind Elle, celebrated her 80th birthday during the production. Deadpool 2 director David Leitch was approached to return for this movie, but he'd already committed to directing The Fall Guy. Ryan Reynolds was not allowed to use improvised dialogue due to the Writers Guild strike going on at the time. Weasel, played by TJ Miller, does not appear in the film. The reason for this might be the supposed feud between Miller and Ryan Reynolds, where they stated they wouldn't be collaborating with each other again. Miller's also found himself embroiled in multiple legal issues and allegations recently, which resulted in multiple movie firings. Reynolds did confirm that Nicolas Cage had a discussion about reprising his role as Ghost Rider, but ultimately the talks went nowhere. Robert Downey Jr. almost returned as Tony Stark alongside Jon Favreau as Happy Hogan, with Reynolds even rehearsing a scene with them, but his cameo was cut when the crew found out Downey Jr. was returning to the Marvel Cinematic Universe to play Doctor Doom. While Elektra, played by Jennifer Garner, Blade, played by Wesley Snipes, and Gambit, played by Channing Tatum, talk about returning to their respective universes, Gambit notes that he's uncertain about having a universe to return to, and the fact that he might even be born in the void. This refers to the unproduced Gambit movie starring Tatum, which was in development hell for years before Disney officially cancelled the project in 2019. Both Ryan Reynolds' children, Inez Reynolds and Olin Reynolds, play Kidpool and Babypool respectively. Wesley Snipes reprises his role as Blade 26 years after his first appearance in Blade in 1998, thus surpassing Hugh Jackman as Wolverine for the longest tenure as a Marvel character in a live-action film series. Snipes' last appearance as Blade was in Blade Trinity in 2004, which also starred Ryan Reynolds. When Deadpool meets the Culverine, he says to him, "We'll treat you so much better than us down the street," as an obvious jibe about Henry Cavill's troubles with Warner while he was playing Superman in the DCEU. At one point, Blade claims that he'll always be the only Blade. This is a dig at the troubled production of the new Blade film as part of the MCU, starring Mahershala Ali as the lead character. One of the Deadpool variants has a Welsh flag on his chest. This version is played by Wrexham AFC striker Paul Mullen, a member of the football club which Reynolds co-owns. For a time, it was rumoured that Daniel Radcliffe would play a variant of Wolverine, but he did not appear in the final movie, and it was also rumoured that Colin Farrell would reprise his character Bullseye that he played in Daredevil in 2003. This, unfortunately, did not happen. Ryan Reynolds' wife, Blake Lively, plays Lady Pool. This is Lively's second comic book movie after Green Lantern in 2011, where she and Reynolds first met while shooting the movie. Matthew McConaughey plays Cowboy Pool. McConaughey has previously declined to join the MCU twice, first as Doctor Strange, and then as Ego the Living Planet in Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, Deadpool and Wolverine is an hilarious, action-packed masterpiece. The film is a game-changer, breaking the fourth wall and delivering a wildly entertaining ride. To fully appreciate its genius, you need to be well-versed in both the MCU and Fox Marvel movies, as it's packed with clever references and digs that will leave you laughing out loud. The biggest surprise for me, Chris Evans' return, but not as Captain America, but rather as Johnny Storm from the Fantastic Four movies. This is a brilliant swerve, showcasing his versatility and sense of humour to take the mickey out of himself. The cameos are excellent throughout, but Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman were born to play these roles. Their chemistry is undeniable, and they deliver performances that are both true to their characters and freshly exciting. This whole film, of course, is done in a tongue-in-cheek style. It's taking the mickey out of itself. It's one of those films that you just sit back, relax, and get taken on a journey and laugh out loud. And both Reynolds and Jackman just ooze charisma and panache, both playing roles that, of course, they've endured themselves too. This film is a love letter to comic book fans, with clever writing, stunning action sequences, and a healthy dose of irreverence. It's a must-see for anyone who loves the MCU, Fox Marvel movies, the Deadpool series, or just good storytelling in general. If you're a fan of comic book movies, or just love good action comedies, then Deadpool and Wolverine is definitely a do-not-miss film. If for some reason you're not familiar with these characters, its humor and action will make it alone. The Deadpool series has been a breath of fresh air to the sometimes overused and overdone comic book movies. This is a film made with a glint in its eye and a smirk on its face, and the mere fact that it's targeting a more adult audience with its R-rated quirks and no-holds-barred violence just makes it a real refreshing and fantastic boost to the MCU when it really needs it the most. Fun, entertaining, fantastically hilarious, Deadpool and Wolverine brings two of the most iconic comic book characters and the actors playing them to the big screen and almost seems like a dream come true. Deadpool and Wolverine gets a 9.5 out of 10.